now, we are following some new developments in a controversial story from 5 years ago. How can you forget this video, this moment right here? A statue of a Confederate general toppled and then burned by protesters in D.C. You saw it coming down right there. Well, some people may have forgotten this moment. You may have forgotten that statue. No, not for long, because today the National Park Service announced that bronze statue depicting General Albert Pike, that will be reinstalled. Our Rafael Sanchez-Cruz is live at Judiciary Square with some strong words from D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton. What is she saying, Rafa?
Yeah, that's right, Lorenzo. In just the last half hour, Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton called the reinstallation of this statue odd and indefensible. She says she plans to reintroduce legislation so that the Secretary of Interior can donate the statue to a museum. And I will remind viewers that back in 2020, when she introduced this legislation, it actually passed the Committee on Natural Resources. So today, the National Park Service says that the reinstallation is in part because President Donald Trump's executive order to, quote, beautify the district and reinstate pre-existing statues. The 11-foot statue of General Albert Pike was the only outdoor sculpture in D.C. honoring a Confederate general. Now, you might remember when protesters brought it down during Juneteenth back in 2020. This was at the height of the protests prompted by the killing of George Floyd. However, Pike's statue had been a point of contention in the district for years. The statue was dedicated in 1901 here at Judiciary Square at the request of the Freemasons. D.C.'s Preservation Society says the only reason it was approved was because Pike was depicted as a Freemason and not a Confederate general. For years, the D.C. Council and Holmes Norton tried removing the statue. When it was toppled in 2020, President Trump said he wanted it back up. And it seems like this is the closest that he's gotten. The National Park Service expects it to be back up in October. I can tell you this is the kind of topic, though, that it's controversial. There's a lot of people walking by, pointing, a lot of buzz happening about it. A lot of people even forgetting that the statue was actually here. It's going to garner a lot of reaction throughout the couple days as people kind of learn the news of what's happening here. But again, a lot of people even forgetting that there was a statue right here, right behind me. I'm live at Judiciary Square. Rafael Sanchez-Cruz, back to you.
Yeah, and a lot of folks wondering if it's going to be reinstalled in that same spot and how those protesters will respond when it is reinstalled. All right, Rafa, we know you'll keep tracking it for us. Thank you.